You might be nice with it where you're from, but here, you might just be average at best. Who's gonna carry the boats?
What?
And the logs?
Bro, what are you talking about?
Sailors, 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 sailors. None of my shoes, they do not come from Paris. Sailors, 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 sailors. Salt Spring shoes, all of them come from Paris.
Back in the early days of high school, the boys and I had way too much time on our hands. It didn't really feel like it back then, but apart from co-curricular activities and maybe a few homework, there were just hours of vacancy after school that really needed to be filled. How are we going to fill this time? Group study sesh maybe? Come on now, stop playing, bro. One activity we found to be especially fulfilling, particularly for Friday afternoons, was going to the games room or game shop. I mean, it was perfect. Social setting, highly competitive, everything a teenage boy would ever want. Except girls. There were no girls as far as the eyes can see. But it was okay because we were there to reap souls. There was, however, one real problem. It was illegal to be seen at the games room in our uniform. Operative words. To be seen.
My nigga.
Having a mishap-free day at the games room was no walk in the park, fam, because along with trying not to be caught, we were competing with students from all the other schools in the city. Therefore, you may need to stretch beforehand, because there have been instances when multiple parties are heading towards the same games room, but try to be too casual so as to not make the other party suspicious. Then it just breaks into a full-on sprint. Now you might be saying, but Craig, a sprint is nothing, you're Jamaican. Well, the thing is, in Jamaica, we're all Jamaicans. Oh shit! You might be nice with it where you're from, but here, you might just be average at best. And the games room isn't even close to the school. And you have to run up a flight of stairs.
Please, just send me location.
Basically, the journey is one water obstacle away from being the Ironman competition. Mid-sprint, I'm having to turn into David Goggins on this nigga. Who's gonna carry the boats?
What?
And the logs?
Bro, what are you talking about,
and
man?
the trolls? Me. Stay hard.
Why you forget?
At this point we're pros. We would have handled all the monetary affairs and logistics from back in class. We would have already known that if he falls or gets attacked by wild dogs, I just keep my head down, complete the transaction, and get the time running. There is no room for error. If you arrive second, you miss the only available PS4 at the time. Arrive 5 minutes after that and don't even bother climbing the stairs. Unless you're willing to wait until 10 p.m. One would think that making the transaction would be the easiest part of the whole thing. Well, one would be dead wrong. Because the man that operates the games room just happens to be the least friendly, least hospitable, least attentive person you will ever deal with in your entire life. Hey man, can I get my change now? My mom's about to pick me up. She might already be downstairs actually. I'm the guy that gave you the 500 for the third TV. 2 hours. Hey man, is he deaf? Nah, he just operates on his own time. Nigga, my mom's gonna operate on my ass if she knows I'm up here. Bro, can I get my change, please? Yo, I'm out. Keep the change, you CJ from San Andreas looking. Okay, so you've made it in time. You brought the exact cash needed to complete the transaction, and now it's time. For the next few hours, you try your absolute best to get your friend's name on the wall of shame. A fate worse than death itself. The next thing you remember is the TV being switched off. You about to complain, then you see the ungodly amount of missed calls from mom, and yeah, home time. It's the weirdest thing when you're having the time of your life, then you suddenly realize you might not make it home before curfew. That should be an emotion all by itself. Everyone exits the building reviewing everything that happened from the start of the journey to right now, discussing the souls that were reaped, the souls that could have been reaped had the trolls not been complete trash. Of course, the guy that had his soul reaped has to remain quiet in the back, hoping they'll forget by next week. They won't. And the guys that triumphed feel like bona fide kings for a week, out here on their bus ride home acting like Jack Harlow and Drewski.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is.
Overall, 5 stars. Would highly recommend. Like you should highly recommend this video to a friend. And if you don't have friends, send it to someone you want to be your friend. It works, I promise. Until next time.
Gentleman, gentle wagon. Gentleman driving in G-Wagon. I don't know Spitfire, I'm the dragon. I drink dragon and I take the man, gal. Pull up on the block, you get walked.